Ladies and gentlemen, we're back. Myself and Manager Champions Eric Nelson along with Brandy Scotch Baker. We got one of our inaugural members of Stranglehold Championship Wrestling, I'm sorry. And a man that, even though we've had a lot of disagreements in the past, and most recently, I cannot deny the time that we spent together in this business or the fun that we've had. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Bulldog T.W. James.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Of course, all the hard knocks and BS aside, it's good to hear from you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And I certainly hate that we're having to do it under these circumstances, but I know you had a lot that you want to talk about concerning Dirty Don, because I know as we took over Fort Valley, had our first shows there, as Stranglehold in Fort Valley, that you were deeply a part of that, and also one of the founders of World Elite. And again, like I said, putting all differences aside, as this is for the life and times of Dirty Don, I'm going to let you have the floor, sir.
Let's see here, man. Where do I start? I'd say probably around 99 or 2000 was my first introduction to independent wrestling. One of the first shows I went to was over in Dublin, Georgia, TPXW. And yep. I remember that Dirty Don was one of the ones that I had the honor and privilege of watching entertain the crowd that night. And
as a matter of fact, I think that may have been.
I had ran into an old high school friend of mine that was part of the show, and he's like, "Hey man, what's going on out to eat with us?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure, you do." And Don was one of the ones that went out to eat with Dice after the show, and when I showed interest in breaking into the business, you know, he gave me a lot of pointers and what to do and what not to do, and pretty much led me on the correct path of how to go that route of breaking into the business. And man, I mean, like, anytime that I had a chance to work with Don down in Hazelhurst or just anywhere around, after that, once I did break into the business, which was only a handful of times that I actually got a chance to work with him until I ran back up with him in Fort Valley. Don was always one of those type of men that he would just, he's going to pull the young guys to the side, tell them what they need to work on, tell them what looked good. Just a really good mentor in the business to be around. He had a great mind for the business, man. Him and Phenom, man, they had a terrific tag team run, trios run along with Spaz.
Yep.
Down in South Georgia, man, and parts of Middle Georgia.
Absolutely.
Those three together, man, they'll definitely go down to the history books in Georgia as one of the best tag team trios around.
And it's funny you mentioned that. Spaz was just previously inducted this evening in the class of 2022 Stranglehold Championship Wrestling Hall of Fame. And now that also means that all three of them that you just mentioned are now members of Stranglehold Championship Wrestling Hall of Fame, Dirty Don in 2020. You know, as you were there, when we inducted both Dirty and Mike Money the same night.
Yeah.
And at MomoCon, we inducted Phenom as he retired after the real Drago from Russia won the Stranglehold Championship Wrestling World Heavyweight Championship. And that was a very emotional induction for myself and for this company. And of course, you know, we had to give Spaz his due because, as you well know, besides playing an integral part in your life, they all three played an integral part in the formation of this company and, of course, my personal career as well.
Yeah. Definitely, they touched a lot of people throughout Georgia. They helped a lot of people throughout Georgia. I think Spaz will go down as probably one of the best cruiserweights around this area.
Absolutely. I mean, hands down, which is why he was the first Battle Hall of Famer. And it was long overdue to my shame.
Yeah.
You know, it was good to see him again yesterday, but I hated the circumstances. It should have been me, him, and Dirty and Phenom just sitting drinking this Elijah Craig that Dirty likes so much out of one of these. What's the name of this glass again? So I've been drinking too much.
Glen something.
The Glencairn whiskey glass. It's
I figured you was drinking one of the Mike Money's tonight.
well, we've now created the Dirty Don, which was Elijah Craig whiskey splashed with some Coca-Cola and a special Glencairn whiskey glass. So Dirty had that sophisticated side, but he had that side where he was snarky and loved to swerve everybody. He was dirty, exactly.
yeah, definitely, man. That's like when I saw the post on Facebook, you know, like I told you in our previous phone call, you and you're one of the first ones that I thought about doing Phenom, because I know it was going to hit you too the hardest.
You know,
I was just really wishing that it would
35 years.
Big dream.
35 years from the skating rink to the mud bogging to all the crazy parties. Can you pause that for a second? On that, we don't want to interrupt this. Who was it?
I'll get back with you, Jade.
That was Jade?
That was Jade.
Okay, we will
That's our next one.
Address her very shortly.
But, yeah, man, I wish it was a real.
Well, you and me both. We were sitting there wishing.
Talents that we've lost in just this past year in Georgia indie wrestling.
Absolutely.
You know, from Mike Money, Jade Slater, to now the legendary ring announcer from STWA. You know, literally a week before Don passed away, and I know that
good old Mr. George. Yep.
Shook him up. When George passed away, Don was one of the first ones to go on there, literally a week before he passed. And sing his condolences, and he was talking about, going down and taking part in the benefit show that they were going to do for George. George's family, they're going to do a memorial show for George. And I'm sure with, Don playing an intricate part in STWA, I'm sure Duncan will probably have it where it's probably going to be a memorial for George and Don both now, if I had to guess.
Well, if I, and I'll go ahead and say this publicly, if I have the ability to travel that day, I will do my utmost to be there to support.
Yeah, definitely.
But that depends on my ability. That depends on my ability to travel. It's
Georgia wrestling today. In the past year, man, it's just a shock. Don wasn't much older than me.
No, same here. Like I said, I grew up with the man from Bibb skating rink to partying out at Westlake and Bullard's Landing in Warner Robins area, Twix County, if you will. Out there in the mud, drinking cheap alcohol, playing in the mud, and some of our various.
Could you imagine if you and Don we ran up together with each other at Bibb skating rink back in those days? We'd have probably tore that place apart.
Well, what's funny about it is we probably all walked past each other and didn't realize it.
Probably so. That's where I smoked my first cigarette. Oh Lord, my grandparents would kill me.
Hell, for that matter, you might have owned it from me and not realized it.
Probably so.
or him, for that matter, because he always had cigarettes too. We were the only ones in the place that kept them.
But I wanted to make the memorial service yesterday. Unfortunately, my girlfriend had to wear it. I wasn't able to make it. But I do want to send my condolences and my thoughts and my prayers out to his family.
You know, we I wanted to put this I wanted to put this in your ear.
Really shook the Georgia wrestling community and took it by storm because I think it was a shock to everybody.
Yes, absolutely. I wanted to put this in your ear real quick, Bulldog. We weren't able to give any of our eulogies yesterday as his wife initially wanted, so this is why we're doing this tonight. I told his wife, I told Phenom's wife and everybody that until I run out of breath or whiskey or both or I just plumb get tired and just fall out right here as I'm sitting, we're gonna keep this going. If we gotta divide this,
that's what Dirty would have wanted.
Absolutely, if we gotta divide this into
the night that I went heel, and I don't think anybody in the building knew it except for me and you. And
oh, dude, that was great.
Yeah, the night I went heel, man. I think just the shock factor in Dirty's voice whenever it happened, and then I got to the back, it was like, man, where the fuck did that come from? I didn't even expect that.
I remember. Hell, I remember when you and Elemento formed World Elite that night and destroyed the Transcendent. As you were just out there, oh yeah, these are my hired guns, blah blah blah. And then you turn around and, you know, that's one thing about you, man, is of all the people I've worked with in this business, besides you know, my chosen Dirty, Phenom Spaz, Danny Horn, you know, all of them. You know, you kind of fall into that too. Even we butt heads the way we do, and I don't like the way you do things sometimes. You don't like the way I do things sometimes. What have you, it goes hand in hand. We both know at the end of the day we're trying to do what's right.
That's it.
Some of the angles you and I have had, the promos, the things we've been involved in have been solid gold and will never be forgotten.
Definitely. I know, man. You know, at 42 years old, I'm kind of taking that role on like Dirty had, man. I just want to help the young up and coming talent.
Well, that's what's left. That's what's left. Like I told you in the beginning, help. Like what I told you the night we sat in Chris Paradise's studio. You know, looking at potential designs for the new titles coming out. It's our time to. And I really wish you would have made MomoCon.
Yeah.
42,000 people left our names on surveys that they want us back. And I'm so humbled.
Awesome.
The fact that, oh my goodness. Stand by for 1 second. Hello? Hello?
Hey.
Hey. Hold on 1 second. You're in the queue. Hang on.
Okay.
How do I do this? Okay, spot. Alright, you still there?
Yeah.
Okay. And there are some matches up. We had some pretty great crowds. Like I said, 42,000 people said they wanted us back in the World Congress Center next year, and I am so humbled. There are some things, of course, we have to work out between myself and the director, and we will in time. And we will, of course, deliver a great product in 2023. A lot of new talent, 85% of the card. I had never actually shook hands with until they walked in the door. And Bulldog, let me tell you, you would have been amazed at some of the things that transpired. And there would probably been at least 10 or 12 of them that you personally would want to work with in the future.
Yeah.
And like I said, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it, but it's good to hear from you, brother.
Well, good to hear from you too, brother. Send my love to bringing in the kids, and like I said, man, I wasn't gonna miss this for the world. Like I said,
and I appreciate, and we all appreciate it.
Condolences go out to Dirty's wife, Dirty's kids, you, Phenom, because I know y'all were extremely close to him, and let's just hope and pray that this stops right here, man. We don't lose anybody else. We've already lost enough people in North Indie wrestling.
And too much bad blood has made things too hard.
Yeah.
I think we should.
We've already lost way too many people in a year's time, and I don't want to see us lose anybody else.
I think we should end the bad blood too.
Yeah, definitely. But like I said, my thoughts and prayers, condolences go out to all of y'all, and we'll be in touch.
Yes, sir. I love you, bro.
All right, love you, man. Thank you.
Be great. Ladies and gentlemen, Bulldog T.W. James. Are you there? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right, you have something you want to add?
Introduction?
Because we are live and in living color.
I got you.
Who we're talking to.
Ladies and gentlemen, this young lady is very near and dear to me, as I was once her Navy recruiter. Once I told her job was to take care of a guy that is not only a brother, and to the rest of you, he is the longest reigning Stranglehold world champion in the history of this business. His better half, I like to call her, and his valet. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Jade.
Thank you, baby. I appreciate that.
So, like I said, we're live, we're uncensored, we're uncut, and we're unashamed as always in the way that we know how to be. And yes, ma'am, I have been drinking if you want to know.
Me too, so you're good.
I've been drinking some of this fire water that Dirty likes so much, the Elijah Craig, and of course with a splash of Coca-Cola
I've been nursing.
in a Glencairn glass, just as Dirty Don would have liked. And I've had a few of these, and it looks like I might be pouring me one more for this one. So, Mr. Campbell, if you'll grab the ice for us both.
Alright.
I think Dirty deserves another toast with the way this conversation is about to go, because I have a feeling, as J.R. Jim Ross says, love the barbecue, JR. Business is about to pick up. That's right. So as we're preparing another beverage, Jade, excuse me 1 second. Let me pause this one. Hold on.
We have another call in, ladies and gentlemen.
Who's that?
And that is one of our World Tag Team Champions, but he's now in the queue. So because we must hear from Miss Jade, because she has a lot to say, a lot of history between this family and myself. So without further ado, let's continue on with Jade and her contribution to the life and times of one Dirty Don. I'm sorry to keep interrupting, ma'am.
No, you're I will say, for the first time that I've ever met him, he was very welcoming with open arms, more than willing to teach me and tell me all of things.
Absolutely.
Doing wrestling, even though in the early days I wasn't quite ready to do all that.
Well,
He was ready to train me.
you remember what I told you that night? What your job was from here on out?
It was to take care of my husband now.
That's right. And of course, with that being said, everything that came with it.
So, ended up having babies, and
And beautiful ones as that. I love them all.
thank you. But I reached out to Dirty to help me with training. And he was more than willing to do that for me.
Oh no, that was his.
Oh, my bad.
This one's.
Yours. That was his.
Yes, he was, and I'll tell you, I didn't tell you this face to face, but I wanted to save it for a later day. I didn't show up that day. Y'all wanted D Money's house to work out because I wanted it to be special when y'all came to the World Congress Center. That's what I told him, and that's what I told your husband too. I wanted to be just as amazed as everybody watching was going to be, and I knew that with Dirty it would be.
Well, when I reached out to him that night and asked him to come and train me, he told me he couldn't take a belt because of a health issue. And I told him that was okay. I just wanted him to coach me. Just help me. And he agreed to that. And he did a fantastic job in putting me and my husband in spots and setting up like routines for us to go through. It was great.
I can't agree more.
He was great at it. And there was one, he actually forced me to take a bump that day. It was
Oh, I remember. He told me all about it.
take the
As I told you, you would be, but you know you've always been stubborn.
Yeah, but he made me come out of my comfort zone, and I was looking forward to more of that. Unfortunately, I'm not going to get that. I'm going to have to find that.
Well, you know what? I'm not so sure of that statement, ma'am. With respect,
It'll be that voice in the back of your head for the rest of your life.
I have some things that, when the time is right, I will put in place, and I will finish what was started here. You have my word on that.
Okay. I'm more than happy to get it.
I have Miss Brady Scotch Baker sitting right here agreeing with me on that play, because she says she'll help in any way as well.
I appreciate that, because Dirty had told me during that time that it was, they knew they were done, and it was up to me to carry it. I just needed somebody to train with.
We're gonna work
and
on that.
He wanted that so bad, to watch the legacy go on.
And it will. And I swear to you, God is my witness. Not everybody here believes in the man, but I do. Be that as it may. Well, as long as I have breath in my body, I will see to it that continues. And you have my distinct word on that. And you know me as both a Navy recruiter or brother.
Absolutely.
And not to put a feather in my own cap, but the gatekeeper in this business. Whether anybody agrees with it or not, is, again, if you're not feeding me, finance me, or fucking me, forget about it. Like I said, it's uncut, uncensored, unabashed, is only Dirty Don would have liked.
No clown horns and nothing.
No holds barred, ladies and gentlemen. But
as a person, can I just say, as a person, he was a freaking amazing man.
absolutely.
Amazing. He cared about everybody. He'd get the shirt off his back. All he wanted to do was catch fish and live a comfortable life and wrestle. That's all he wanted.
You know, and I've said this to you, and you know what I'm about to say. Well, he came out there in that gear, and I stopped him,
I know.
and I said,
But I was the reason he came out in that gear.
but at the same time, I told him not to let up on you, and not to relent if he wanted to back out or anything. I said, no, she needs to do this. You know, when I told him, I said, okay, tag you and Phenom. He said, okay. I said, there's these guys from Texas. He stopped me right there. He said, I've already been talking to him. I said, then it's done. I said, but I swear, if God is my witness, you get hurt one more damn time, we're both going to the hospital.
You're going to shove your foot up in.
That's right. Somebody's going to search to move my foot from his ass. And if I could have the pleasure of saying that to him one more time, I would give anything I possibly could.
Well, I'll tell you right now, as far as the shirt that Phenom wears, it is officially from real retired. He will not wear it again.
Can you make me a memorial shirt with that pattern, please?
I will do my best. I already know what I'm doing with Phenom and Dirty Don. I already have a plan I'm doing.
And I will not wear it in an official capacity, but it will be treasured amongst my my collection, if you will.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm sitting here looking at? Not only am I looking at the scrapbook that you all made for me, and I'm gonna share something to the crowd because I want you guys to know what a lovely woman this girl is. That I've had the pleasure of knowing quite well. That has kept my brother in good shape. And this helped steer the course of even some of my life, so hang on just a minute. And I know some people at home want to see this. And I will indulge you. And that's what we're here for. And we will get back to Dirty's page here in a second. If Dirty would want this. I know that he would. I want you guys to pay attention to the bottom left-hand corner of this page. There's my brother and former champion and Hall of Famer, String Phenom, with his better half, Jade. That they even signed this page for me.
Oh, right. Okay, there we go.
Sorry, it's getting loud out here. I'm sorry.
It's alright. And they signed this page for me. And they gave me this scrapbook, my last show before I left for Iraq. And I have never let it go.
I don't think I was there for that.
Yes, you were.
Okay.
Yes, you were. And you told me to come home safe. And that you would keep my brother safe from me while I was gone.
I remember that, yeah. You told me I had to take care of him.
But you told me that night before I left at that show, Fort Valley, when this scrapbook was given to me, that you would keep my brother safe. You promised me. And I never forgot that. So, with that being said, let's go back to Dirty's page and put it back in its place here.
I want to talk about him because I feel like he was not done justice yesterday.
No, he was not, and that's why we're doing this. Until you continue, I'm sorry, I had to throw that in there, just so that people would understand the gravity of this and why and everything. So please continue. I'm sorry, I keep sidebarring.
Hang on, you there?
Yeah, I'm still here. Ladies and gentlemen, a little technical difficulties. 1 second.
Sorry, hold on.
I promise, ladies and gentlemen, live and uncut.
She got mad and started walking. She was staring at somebody explaining it to me, but she got mad and ran. But now we're not getting in trouble for years.
Sorry, I'm back. You there?
I'm still listening, and we're all listening.
Sorry.
The whole world hears you right now.
Well, welcome to having kids.
Well, we know, trust me. Yeah, we know. They've been kind of slipping in and out of the room as we've all been talking.
He wants to come on. Call.
Matter of fact, you want your
Anyway,
nephew?
talking about,
You want your nephew to join us for a minute?
huh?
You want your nephew to join us for a minute?
He can.
Jay! Hey, Angela wants you to come on.
I'm fixing to have to go because we're going to do fireworks or something.
But understand, continue. Come on. Ladies and gentlemen, our beautiful son, Jason. And we're on the phone with Jade, aka his Aunt Angela.
Hey, Jace, what's up, man?
Nothing.
Nothing.
But he wants to hear your story too.
For me, Dirty, as he will always be to me, never met a stranger at all. You could walk into a room with him, any kind of locker room, whatever, he was going to make things different, no matter who.
Absolutely.
He was the polar opposite of me. I am not that kind of person, and I try to be that person, but I'm not.
Well, you are more than you realize. You just you're hard on yourself, which is what I've been telling you all these years.
I know, but he's so much more himself out than me. There wasn't a time that you were gonna walk into a locker room and not feel welcomed by him.
That's the absolute truth.
And even outside of the locker room, if there was anything he could do to help you, he was gonna do it.
You got that right.
He was genuinely the best guy you could ever meet. He was every wrestler's cheerleader. He was so proud of every wrestler for everything that they did. When they had good matches, and he was also okay with giving criticism.
Oh, he was never short of that.
No, but he lived his life like genuinely doing it out of the goodness of his heart. He meant everything out of the goodness of his heart.
Absolutely.
He loved his kids so much.
I hope you guys are hearing what she's saying, by the way. Maggie, Maya, Holly.
I heard so much
Brent.
about them. Babies on the way, babies that are here, the marriage that is to come, the relationship with his son. Like, I heard so much about it. So much. He wanted so badly to be with his kids. We joked about this Christmas was going to be a jam-packed Christmas with babies because of the twin on top of the other twin.
Well, let's make that a reality. I'd like to celebrate Christmas with y'all too.
We were just talking about it. 11. Yeah, that's my fireworks show. I want everybody to know how much I truly love him and what a great person he really was. He loved fishing, he loved money, all the things that weren't said about him before. Yeah. And Vito said he loved him too.
Absolutely, and I'm glad I've had all of you in my life because all of you have made a difference.
Well, I appreciate it.
In every way possible. I knew from the moment we held our first recruiting interview that you were going to do something great one day. But I'm glad it wasn't in a uniform. I'm glad you chose the capacity you did because I feel blessed in that regard myself to know that that my brother's taken care of and that you taking such great care of everyone else.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
And that's the honest to God's truth.
Thank you. Well, if you're good with it, I'm going to go and watch these fireworks with my family tonight.
Yes, ma'am. Hug your children and your husband for me and tell them I love them.
I sure will.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Jade, and we're going to take a brief break.
Love you.
Love you. Y'all be good.
All right. Bye.
Alright, so we're live again. If you could, what would you tell your Uncle Dirty right now?
I love you. He was a nice man. I'll miss you.
And see you on the other
I
side.
will miss you.
See him on the other side.